Hiya, Rob here from DocWob. This is the bikes we built for VMXdN Foxhill, August bank holiday. They've taken 6 to 7, 8 months of our lives and a lot of money. It's been a lot of work. I've ignored the family, I've ignored normal work. So this is the culmination. We've built Hondas, Suzukis, Kawasaki's and Yamahas just to show we're not a one-trick pony. Most of them are going to be raced, a couple of parade laps, but check them out. So we'll run you through the bikes. A lot of them you haven't seen finished. We've put some pictures up on our social media, but I thought we'd save the detail for the YouTube. So we'll go through them one by one. We'll do the Yamahas, we'll do the Kawasaki's, we'll do the Tommy bikes, the Brownie bikes, the Rocco, and the Tyler Bowers ones. Okay, so let's start off with the number one bike. Zach Osborne, multi-time AMA national champion. He's coming back to race. He was on Husky last year. This year he's contracted to Yamaha. So we built him basically the same bike as we built for Mike Brown and Ryan Villopoto last year. That's Ryan's bike from last year, which we've just refreshed. The one that Stephen Clark tested. It's had new stickers, new bars, graphics, all that other stuff. This is a complete new build for Zach. So it's had the lowered tank, lowered 15mm, lowered subframe 15mm. With Zach we didn't go for the tallest seat because he's not the tallest guy. So we've left the lower seat on. Billet clamps, steering damper. We've had to run the cycle front plate to miss the steering damper. Some people don't like it, but like I'm bothered. Triple S kit forks, 270 big rotor, our own billet feet, which we copied from the Star Racing team bikes, circa 2009, 2010 kind of era. SM Pro wheels, Talon rims. This has got, at the moment, Michelin's on, but Zach is contracted to Dunlop, so we've got to run Dunlops on his bike. Another difference with Zach is he's not sponsored by Pro Circuit, so we've got Twisted Development in California to do the cylinder and an FMF pipe and silencer. So that's new to us. So we've got a little bit of setup to work on with Zach on Thursday. Kit two-piece shock. The two-piece is basically a cast top section, and the steel tube where the piston runs up and down is coated steel, and it basically stops too much oil contamination and keeps the heat dissipation better than into an aluminium body. Swing arm, we modified the rear swing arm to take the 245 rear disc. Again, that was a welding and cut job. The wheels, back wheel being another SM Pro part, Renthal blue sprockets, blue twin wall bars, 999s on Zach's. And then the rest of the build, Ollie Benton Ceramics did the perfect Bentley blue for the tank and the frame. Evo MX did a cracking job of the graphics. GMX radiators, fully rebuilt motor, Phil Denton billet linkage, upgraded brakes. There's not that much else I can say about it. YZ250 foot pegs, magnesium clutch ignition covers, billet gear lever, 1.8 rad cap. We're getting through it now, and of course a full range of DocWob titanium. just to make sure she's as light as it can possibly be. So we're ready to go. Zach is the real deal. Let's see how he gets on the weekend. So the Yamahas were not a new build for us. We built Mike Brown and Ryan Villopoto bikes for the 2022 event. They ran really well. We had a few issues on the run up, but that's old bikes for you. So race bikes, like I say, we're just basically going over old ground. My favourite part about this is the suspension. Suspension's very trick. I like the low tank, the air vents through the tank. That's pretty cool. The low flush gas cap, that was pretty nice. Oversized brakes. Everything about this one was so much easier because we've done it before. The ball ache is some of the frame mods you have to do. Skid plate, the steering damper, the steering stops. That's all. You've got to almost put the whole front end together before you can get it painted or welded. So that's a ball ache, but that's normal. But these run pretty good. This is going to be a new one for us with the Twisted Development FMF combo. So there's going to be a bit more setup than you would think. So we'll be all right. We'll get going. Zach's a good tester and he's not weird. He likes good stuff. So this is the 1994 KX500 we built for Tyler Bowers. Tyler Bowers we've drafted into the team because Ryan Villopoto has not had enough preparation. So he's going to come, drink some beer, hang out and do the Yamaha launch Friday night and parade lap. So Tyler's going to race this as part of the American team, victorious team from last year. They got the work cut out for this year, I'm sure. But this was a 94 KX500 we had in stock. It was a fairly low hour bike, in fairness. It was a good one to start with. So we completely stripped it, rebuilt it all, replate the cylinder, new piston, new crank, all the new stuff inside the motor, all genuine seals and bearings. We helped Tyler build a KX500 a few years ago, which he called the Unit, which he rode quite a little bit, which is why I thought of Tyler when we could build a KX500. We sent him a load of parts, like our tank, all our little billet parts, all the titanium. He had all that stuff. Since then, we've made a bunch more stuff, which he's never had. So this is kind of a replica of the Unit, his own bike. So just going through it briefly, we've got Ohlins KXF conventional, upside down forks. We got our own oversized 270 front rotor floating. We've got a really good factory front brake. Don't take the piss, Tommy. Our own triple clamps, our own tanks, JS3 Piper silencer, which are really good specs from like the Grand Prix in the 90s, 80s and 90s. So this thing's going to sound so nice. Rebuilt shop, new linkage. This one's got Talon wheels, XLA 60 rims, Bridgestone tyres. Rebuilt the car with a few factory niceties in the last issue. Basically dripping with all our stuff, frame guards, titanium foot peg hangers, full titanium bolt set. We didn't go for rads on this one because you don't really need them and there's nothing wrong with them. The clutch cover, again, Ollie Benton, Sarah Max did a cracking job on matching the KHI bronze for us. The front brake's really special on this. So we should be good. We've built these before, just a few extra bits on these with our own oversized rear brake carrier and rear disc. It's all looking good. Tyler's going to be able to race as hard on this as he has everything else. So fingers crossed. So on Tyler's bike, a lot of the stuff we've done before. There's a lot of new parts that we've made, we're trying out. One of my favourite parts is the billet front brake caliper. That's off the scale trick, off the scale expensive as well. Or our new rear axle, which has got like the smooth, more modern head rather than the goofy 22mm head on it. So that looks really nice with our axle blocks. A couple of little factory mods on the carb, which I was cool with. The downsides of building this, it's just old, you know, it's just It just feels like an old bike going together, which is okay, but it's just, we had to jack the tank up a little bit to make sure it doesn't hit the touch the frame anywhere, because if any tanks touch the frame, you're going to crack them. So we pad them out with a little bit of sticky back neoprene, just to make sure nothing's touching. So that's always a ball ache, especially when you get a big nut like Tyler sat on the thing. So apart from that, she's good to go. Sounds lovely. There'll be no shortage of power. Whether we can turn the thing or not be another matter. So these are the 2001 KX250s we built for Mike Brown to race. I wanted to build Kawasaki's because we haven't done any, and we need to manufacture some more parts. So the discs, the carriers, the power valve covers, all that other stuff we make, we need to test it, get it on there, get it for sale. These bikes are really trick. Mike was actually AMA national champion in 2001. So these are the same year, the same graphics. The graphics are actually a copy of the Motocross Donations that he never went to due to September 11th. So that's where we've gone back. The bikes are as trick as we can make them. They really are special. From the harm wheels, kit suspension, billet brakes, oversized carriers, full titanium, magnesium clutch ignition covers, special offset triple clamps, oversized bar mounts. God, the list on this thing is endless, believe me. There's not a bolt or nut we haven't touched. So they are particularly trick. So on these, my favorite parts, the forks on both of them are really special. These are Enzo sub-tank forks. These are a KYB kit fork. But for me, silly as it sounds, front number plates. To replicate the Cycler Works 1 front number plate, it was really hard work. We had to source the number plates, which are Kawasaki plate, which is what the Cycler 1 copied back in the day, in translucent. We had to find the gauze, which was really hard to find and really expensive. Cut the numbers out, cut the plates out from a genuine Cycler 1, which we had in my office. This one's got the back piece, which directs the air through. This one is carbon fiber because of the Enzo sub-tanks on the forks. There's no room for it. So as a nice little thing, that is there's about 6 or 7 hours in each plate, ridiculously as it sounds. The downside of building these is they're Kawasaki, and that sounds horrible, but a lot of the stuff's worn out. It's just worn out. So you have to replace it, and a lot of the stuff's discontinued. Some of the parts have been really hard to find, like engine internal stuff. I just wish they made them out of better stuff.
I waited for someone to save. I want to tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think for the people that testify back my stuff like it's sooner than this? Don't you think for the people that testify back my stuff like it's sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I want to feel your gas without making a mess at you. I want to tell me something new. I want to tell you something new.
So these are the 2001 KX250s we built for Tommy Searle. Tommy's been out riding his practice test bike quite a little bit. When we first tested with Tommy, he didn't know what he was feeling, so he just went out and rode it. The more he rides, the more he starts to get a little bit more sensitive. So we're going out today for the last time. Hopefully everything will be good. This is his race bike. Race bike's full pro circuit motor, same as a Brownie bike. Pro circuit pipe silencer. We've rebuilt everything, new crank, new bearings, everything in there, new plate. Oversized discs, KYB kit fork. On both bikes we've got the strengthened and braced swing arm. Tommy's got Talon wheels, Talon rims, Pirelli tyres, GMX rads, full rental package. I mean, they are as good as we can make them. Denton linkage. I mean, these things are trick. They got oversized brakes on them. They've got billet carriers, billet axle blocks, billet everywhere. There's not much left on its stock. So, good and bad points on these. My favourite thing on the Kawasaki's, I think, is the swing arms. We copied the KHI factory swing arm with the bracing and the welding. Obviously, all the stuff we make's cool. Good to test. Tommy's he's starting to be hard work, if I'm honest. But we're getting there with him now. We're getting there. He's really keen. He's really fired up. And he's happy. Happy Tommy's a fast Tommy. So we're looking forward to some decent results. I've not seen him this fired up about racing for a long time. So he's up for it. We're off to go and do the final test here in an hour or two. Then we'll wash him down and take him to the track. So this is 1996 RM250 we built for a guy called Leon Capps, American guy, family friends with the Villopotos. If it wasn't for Leon, I don't think Ryan would have come last year or this year even. So as a little thank you, we wanted to race. I said I had an RM250 in bits we could build for him, which we did. Unfortunately, he broke his collarbone, shoulder quite badly, so he can't race. Once he said that, I actually had a delivery of a few nice bits, so I started going a little bit silly, put some full factory magnesium forks in it, factory front brake, genuine Team Suzuki, complete seat, ex-Tim Ferry, cone pipe, factory pegs, machined the hubs to look like the factory ones, the proper gold rims. I do love a Suzuki. For me, they're the best bike, but hey ho. So good and bad bits about the Honda. Hondas are fairly easy to build. They're just a lot of aluminium to polish. You know, you're not painting the frame. It's just a lot of mucky, horrible work, if I'm honest. So that's probably the downside. Just you do get covered in shit building them. The good stuff on this, the Kawasaki forks are really cool, quite rare. So we use them on this. We had to use a COF clamp we machined up some spacers. Of course, all the bits and pieces we make, oversized discs and all that stuff. But this one's got genuine HRC titanium pegs and hangers and a HRC gear lever. Very cool. Not easy to get. And the final piece, a genuine 1-inch seat cover, which is discontinued a long time ago. So it's nice to have some of the nice genuine bits on this one. It's a cool thing. So I'm a Suzuki guy at heart. This thing is my favorite out of all the bikes we built for this year, if I'm honest. The bad bits is, you know, it's a 96 bike. Some of the parts are discontinued. They're hard to find, some of the stuff, especially engine internals. I do have a rubber for the front brake in case you're asking, but it's going to be on display and I don't want somebody stealing it because they are rare as a rare thing, the rubbers, so I'm going to hold on to that. The good bits are obviously the factory stuff. The factory forks are so trick, the magnesium factory forks, mag cases, factory pegs, factory gear lever. It's ever so cool. I just love a Suzuki. They're just built so much better than anything else. They're a dream to build. They're a dream to ride. They're the best thing. Make it sound like I'm on the payroll, but I ain't. Engineers over here. Where's my coffee anyway?
I thought you wanted to come in.
No.
And this star's running 1 trainer, 1 boot.
So that's it for this week. Bikes are all built. Now we just got to run them in. Tom has ridden his, Mike's riding this today. Tom is riding again with Mike today. So we're going to put some more time on them both. Prep them and go to the race. The race is looking off the charts. Ticket sales are great. Everything's great. We sold out of trade stands 2 months ago. We're double on sponsors. Everything's looking awesome. There's so much going on. Eventbrite's still open if you want to pre-book your tickets and you camp in, but you can pay on the day, subject to space. There will come a point where we're full and we're getting dangerously close on a couple of points. So like and subscribe to the channel if you can, it really helps, and hopefully see you all there the weekend.